The bomb squad is a very important job, and you have to be very well trained to do this job. You have to know how to defuse a bomb because if you are not well trained, you can hurt yourself or hurt innocent people. Do you get that? Now keep that in mind. Hey, yo, peace, peace. This is your man, O Judge. Come right back at you with some of that real talk real fast, man. Now, I really hope that this isn't true what I'm getting ready to say. But before I say this, I want to say that no one should be unalived just doing their job. Everyone has the right to go to work, do their job, and to come home. But if you do not know how to defuse certain situations on your job, meaning that something arises and you don't know how to shut it down, it could cost you to lose your life. And everyone has the right to just come home at the end of the day. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because, man, there's a situation in which a young lady who happened to be a police officer, she lost her life. And she was doing her job. She was doing the job that the government and that the United States told her that she is allowed to do. And she was doing it in a way that is acceptable in the eyes of the United States public. And this lady lost her life. This is terrible. This is the fault of the American people. Because the American people are like, you know what? The behavior that she was displaying, the American people has excused this behavior so many times that this young lady thought that it was acceptable for her to do this, and it just didn't work out this time. I don't know if she has a children or not, but now her children are not going to have a mother because she was doing what the American people accept as normal protocol. Now here's the story. There was a lady, and from what I understand, is somewhere in Michigan. She went to Walmart, which we should not be shopping at anyway, but that's it. Just is what it is. It's your choice. She went to Walmart to purchase the television. Now somehow the receipt had blown in the wind, and she didn't have the receipt after she made the purchase. So as she was exiting Walmart, the scumbag, I mean the person who was standing there, who checks the receipts, he asked for the receipt and she couldn't produce the receipt. So she went over and got the lady who she just made the purchase from. And the lady confirmed, yes, she just bought this television. You know, I don't know what happened to her receipt, but she just bought this. She just bought this. Now the sucker who was, the person who was working at the ticket stand, or however you want to say it, the exiting the door, the guy who would collect the receipts, he refused to accept the fact that the television was purchased. So she was like, you know what, man, go on, get about my way. They just told you that this TV is not stolen. I'm going about my business. So she went to take the television and had someone help her put the television inside of her SUV. Now, while the television was being placed in there, a police officer pulled up. Now, from what I understand, this is not me saying this. This is what the news said. They said that this police officer, this female police officer, she has a reputation for being overly aggressive doing her job. And she was overly aggressive with this lady, stating that, hey, look, you're going to jail because you stole the TV. And here, not only that, I forgot a very important thing. The guy who receives who gets at the checkout stand, the guy who gets the receipts, he told a fable and said that the lady assaulted her. So now the police officer's coming thinking that, oh, we have someone who's stealing a television and someone who has assaulted an employee. The officer was doing her job to her best ability. So the black lady was like, hey, look, I didn't steal this here. We already settled the fact that this was not stolen. So now the police officer is like, well, you know what? I don't care what you say. You stole this television and um you assaulted the employee. Now instead of the officer investigating the case, because see, don't sit there and give this lady an excuse, because officers always tell you to show me your ID because I'm investigating something. So why did you not go and investigate the case? Instead of just go ahead and just trying to arrest somebody and put a doggone bad label on them. But I digress. Things got a little out of hand. The police officer got aggressive because she has never been checked about being aggressive to other people before. So she got aggressive this time, but this time she started to choke this lady and getting ready to take this lady's life. Now, unbeknown, there was a 6-year-old child inside of the vehicle, and the 6-year-old child was watching her mother being in a position which her mother was going to be unalive. Now, the mother, thanks to the Second Amendment, the mother had trained the child how to use a weapon, and the child remembered that there was a weapon in the glove compartment. The child grabs the weapon, goes out the vehicle, and tells them, please let my mother go. The police officer reaches to take out a 6-year-old child. Didn't even try to de-escalate. She reaches to take out a 6-year-old child, meaning that 6-year-old child had no value to her whatsoever. No one does that because we sacrifice our lives for the children. How do you not know that? But America, this is what you trained. The 6-year-old child lets go. Blam! Eye shot. This young lady who was not trained properly, who was not disciplined when she should have been, she lost her life because of her own shenanigans and because of what America has accepted and said that they're willing to accept from rogue police officers. Now this little girl, she's traumatized behind this. And thank God that the mother is still alive, but we lost the doggone officer. We lost somebody who's doing their job. And they weren't trained to do their job properly. This is what people have been talking about the whole time. Train these cops to do their job, not just to be doggone brute force. See, now this right here is often a child that leads the way. Now, people are probably going to start putting that phone down and doing what they need to do whenever a police officer is not doing this job and putting a citizen in danger. Hear me out. A police officer does not have the right to be the judge, jury, and executioner. The police officer does not have the right to unalive a person who is not a threat. The citizen has the right to protect the other citizens from someone who is placing their life in danger, whether they have a badge or not. The door just opened. This little child let you know that, man, it is your duty to protect your fellow citizen. And if a police officer is not doing its job, that means that at that point, that police officer is no longer a police officer. It is just a person committing a crime. And you must protect your fellow citizen. This is what happens when you allow portions of law enforcement to claim war against the American people. This is sad all the way around. This is lose, lose, lose. But you don't get it. This is why this administration that's popping off right now, they are dangerous to themselves. But anyway, this is your man, L. Judge. Yeah, there's more I could go into about this, but I'm not. My heart goes out to all sides of this whole situation. America, we need to do better. But before I go, let me say this. The people who are voting to make decisions that are going to harm America, they are not humans, and they're showing themselves. So let's remember that these beings are not humans, and they wish not to be part of the human society. And we shall not let them back in our space of humanity. I'm out.